Oh my God. Look how much.
Look how fucking old
much
they are.
he's
Does 90210 hold a special place in your hearts, or was it just another? But like you love us maybe a little bit more than like some.
Yeah.
other-
You love me the
Yeah.
most, obviously.
Yeah, for
I
sure,
mean,
for
obviously.
sure.
Welcome to Unzipped, bitch. What's up?
Is that your intro for everybody? Or
Just for you.
you.
That was a special
Good
one
joke.
just for you,
I
Matt
actually
Lanter.
normally make Shenae do it. I sit there and she's like, welcome to the Unzipped podcast. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, hi guys, what's up?
It's fitting for you, Annalynne. Fitting.
Just so everybody knows, I have been trying to book Matt on this podcast for months, and he's finally decided to grace us with his presence.
Yeah, I finally cracked.
It was very difficult. We had to strong arm him. No, you're just ridiculously busy, Mr. Starman.
You are.
And
mean,
dad
honestly-
and all the things.
I would love to say that's true, but truthfully, like lately, I'm not. Because you're referring to like a bunch of projects I've been doing, but those were a while ago. And, you know, with COVID and everything, like things are coming back, but it's just been slower for me. To be honest, I'm being a little choosier too, which is like.
Which is a
Probably weird.
luxury as an actor that you've earned because you've worked so hard to establish yourself. So
Yeah, I mean, you're right. It's nice to have kind of earned that luxury, but it's a weird spot to be in because like when you're being choosy and you're turning some things down here and there, it feels like I haven't worked in a long time. But then yeah, you guys know I do a lot of voiceover stuff, so I'm still doing that. I've got a home studio, and that's always kind of.
Yeah.
Oh,
How does
that's
that
great.
work? You have the whole setup?
We moved from LA to Nashville a couple years ago, and one of my like prerequisites for moving was I'm building myself a home voiceover booth so I can do that from home. So I'm a tech nerd. I sort of did it the right way, and I've got all my padded walls and just I actually built like a room with double insulated drywall and green glue and all like that
shit.
stuff.
I also have a padded room, but it's for other reasons.
Yeah, I bet you do.
I have neither of
No,
those things.
No, not for that reason. Because every once in a while, I need to be in an asylum.
Oh.
Well, it's multi-purpose.
That's
Yeah,
not where
that's
my head went
multi-purpose.
at all.
For the first time, my mind is not in the gutter. Wow, that's amazing.
Oh, sorry, I took us there.
Well, you are always so busy doing that and just doing dad life, which must be nice to finally have time to actually, just be around without crazy traveling. And I know McKinley and Angela come with you a lot when you're filming stuff. So
Yeah.
nice to just have some home time all together, I'm sure.
Yeah, when I was doing Jupiter's Legacy, I was in Toronto, and we have our place, a little place here in Ohio, and it's where I'm at right now. They actually stayed here in Ohio while I was in Toronto. I had a really flexible work schedule when I was doing that show. And since that time, yeah, like because it's been slower, I have just had the opportunity to just like watch my kid grow, which is,
How old is McKinley now?
she'll be 4 in December.
Isn't that
4?
crazy?
What? Oh my
No.
gosh, she's a real person now. It's crazy.
It's weird. We say that all the time. We're like, what happened to you? Like you're like, you've got long little legs, and she's talking about going to school, and we're like, no, shut up. It's awful and it's awesome.
I
and
know,
it's
I
like,
know.
I'm already sad for what I know is gonna come to pass. I'm like, who thinks like that? Like Angela's like, hello, like just enjoy your moment for a second and don't think about 5 years down the road. But I freaking can't help it. I'm like, I know this is gonna be over in like a month. And
Josh always is like that too. Like she'll do something cute, or we'll have like a nice family moment, and he just looks at me with like tears in his eyes. And I'm like, oh my God,
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is a nice thing that's happening. He's like, but oh my God, like this is not going to be forever. So speaking of freezing moments, which is really what I want to dive into with you today, I kept thinking about frequently asked questions that I get asked a lot, and I know you get asked a lot, both of you, because we've
like,
talked
are
about
we
it
married in
before.
real life?
Are we married in real life?
Right.
The answer is still no. I know that for me, I haven't had a lot of acting projects after that. I was on TV shows before. I did do a TV show afterwards, but like nothing has ever been what 90210 was to me. And I'm curious, because both of you guys have done a ton of TV work before and after. Do you feel that same way? Like, does 90210 hold a special place in your hearts, or was it just another job?
I mean, for me, it definitely does. Like, you were obviously younger than I am, and so you were super young. Like,
Can you
really
just
growing-
say that one more time?
You are younger than I am. But like, I even for me, like I felt like young on that show. I mean, I'm sure we all did. And so like, we did like 5 years together of a show, and whether you like liked the dialogue you were saying or not, we were still hanging out like 12 to freaking 15 hours a day sometimes.
Yeah.
Almost every day for almost 5 years. And we got to do awesome stuff. We were like, looking back, I didn't realize how awesome it was. After working on a bunch of other stuff, I was like shooting on the beach and, like just seeing beautiful sunsets and just stuff
the
like that.
The coolest bands, like we would get private concerts from the
Wasn't
coolest
Snoop
bands
Dogg on our
ever.
show?
Yes.
Like,
Yeah. I know like a lot of us at times got fed up with the storyline and the dialogue that we had to do because it was just so ridiculous at times. But
well, there was a lot of girl drama, but you and the boys had such a great. Oh my God, you guys were best friends. You were like brothers.
Yeah, absolutely. For me, it was a good time, and like 5 years just hanging out with you guys, and I think we bonded because we talked about this before. But as a cast of a TV show, you do things that just no one else has that experience of doing.
Yeah,
like traveling to New York together and like going to our little premieres and stuff.
My husband asked me something the other day that I thought was really interesting, and I thought it would be a good question to ask both of you. We had our first date in 2 years. So after our little date, when we were riding home in the car, he looked at me and was like, when you like close your eyes or you're just thinking about me, like, what do you see? Like, what version of me comes up? Since we've had kids, like I picture him like as he is today, every day. And I think it's because you remember people as these like highlight moments in your mind that just encapsulates something that you just love about them the most, and that's where they are. So I'm curious, like, how would you see me? Like, how do you envision me if you close your eyes and you just like think Shenae, like, where am I?
I don't know. I would probably, I think of you like 90210 you.
I think of you when you had that kind of reddish more hair, in the very
Yes.
beginning. So you were just petite and you were like 18 and like whatever, like, oh my God, I loved 90210. And I was like, I've never seen it. And you were like, what the hell? And then you now obviously doing the podcast. But there is a little split for me. I mean, with Maddie though, it's a toss up between the college stairs and the and the banana scene. You have to get it's Naomi's little wet dream and you're trying to like get the banana out of your pocket. So
That's
stupid.
pretty classic.
But it was classic. Yeah, that was such a fun. We were just like, what are we doing with our lives right now?
I think like if we're talking about 90210 for you, Annalynne, I would probably just immediately go to like just being off camera and like laughing and being silly.
Yeah.
Shenae, for you, I think it'd be more like in the latter years, because by that point, you and I had done so many scenes and we were like, Annie and Liam were like solid by the end there.
Yeah.
And so if I were to like think back 90210, you, Annie and Liam, I'd probably picture the later years and like the ending type stuff.
Totally.
Like proposal and,
the motorcycle.
I think specifically of the time when you and I were like living together, but we weren't together.
I feel like we made out a lot in that place.
We did. Like, I remember there was like one dream that Annie had. You were like asleep. I woke up on the couch and we weren't together at all, but we had like one scene where it was like, and it was Annie's dream of like Liam just. They
love putting
around.
Matt in the dreams. He's like, he's the dream guy. We're gonna put him in everyone's dreams in the show.
Yeah, the dream Liam was way better than actual Liam.
You were a dick in the beginning, though. Your character was like, fuck you, Naomi.
So mean. He was so mean. I'm not really that bad boy, in real life that I was in season 1. And so they probably.
You do wear a backwards cap a lot. And in Georgia, that's considered very bad.
I'm like, I don't know any like motorcycle riding bad boys who wear backwards.
No, this is like at church
in
in Georgia. Am I wrong or am I right? Am I right or am I right, Matt? In church in Georgia, if you wear your hat backwards, you're like
a rebel.
You're the rebel boy.
Yeah.
Do you still feel all these years later like you're still frozen in time in people's minds, or do you think that they've started to kind of let go and like follow you on your journey and where you are presently?
Like audience, you mean? No, I'm sure I'm definitely frozen in people's minds. I mean, because like obviously there's people that probably watch 90210 that have no idea I ever did anything else. I feel like it sucks because as actors, like we age, which is naturally human. And, like I had reservations about doing that thing that we did, like the Where Are They Now thing. Remember we shot in Nashville together?
Oh, yeah.
And I actually talked to my manager about that. And I was like, I don't know, man. Like, because I think the reality is that people are going to watch it. Maybe that's just my cynical mind. I don't know. That people are going to be like, oh my God, look how much,
look how fucking old they are.
Like, oh God, he used to be my crush. And now he's like an old dad. I mean, I love that people experience that show and probably associate it with time in their life because I've done the same thing with other shows. And I think that's awesome as a fan. But I'm okay with that because I know there's other people who know me only from Timeless.
Right.
Right.
Or only from Jupiter's Legacy or only from Star Wars.
Right.
It ended a little less than a decade ago, but it started a lot more than a decade ago. Just throw something out 10 years from now. What do you want to see? Who cares if it fucking happens or not? Put it on the podcast because then maybe some magic will happen.
Manifest that shit.
Are you talking about like just life in general or acting specifically?
Both.
Life in general,
Okay.
career,
Life in general.
daughter, whatever.
Life in general, I want to have other business ventures totally outside of acting. Yeah, so to a degree, I want a totally separate other successful business thing. And I feel like I've got that mind, and I think Angela does too. So 10 years from now, if you want to talk about like the acting thing, I mean, really, truly, I don't have like specific goals in mind. I really don't. I would love to continue to do high quality projects that obviously I enjoy and obviously can support my family. For me, like I've looked back at Jupiter's Legacy and Timeless, and I always think to myself, like, how can I top those projects creatively? And that's part of why I've sort of been selective. Like I did have a couple opportunities. I had a network show that was offered to me, and I turned it down. So it's kind of hard to like go back to something that I knew I wasn't gonna be proud of. Like I was just gonna have to sit there and bluff the whole time as far as like promotion. And go like, you should watch this show because.
Yeah.
What about writing, creative development? Like you have that mind.
I have several projects that I would like to write. I feel like I don't maybe have the confidence in the area to write. If you're not a writer, for anyone to take you serious as a writer, I mean, like, I hate to say it, but even my agents at the time, I think were like, okay. Okay. Anyway, here's an audition for a show.
Yeah. I have to ask the burning question for me personally, which I don't even know if we can totally not include in the podcast. But when I'm thinking about you in 10 years, you and Angela and McKinley in 10 years, is that it? Is there
Are we divorced?
Is there more? No, is there another?
Are there more children?
Yeah, hopefully we can get to working on a little boy. To kind of come full circle and bring up both things here, talking about like the kids and the projects that I've been a part of. I feel like I love them each individually for specific like reasons, and like I totally have love for 90210, totally have love for Timeless, and they're just different. But I love them both. I love being a part, and I love the memories.
You love us maybe a little bit more than like some.
Yeah,
you love me the most, obviously.
Yeah, for sure.
I won't even try.
No, and you two, 100% more. I mean, at least until I go on Straup's podcast. You know?